I'm hoping that you can tell me that there is relief in sight.
Well, you know, I hear you when you come in and you ask me what's going on. So I took the liberty to try to figure this out for you, Amy Johnson, and for everyone else too. And we've been getting messages, just like Amy said, about this commute and about how much this commute has changed, including this one here from Scott Alderton, who says his usual morning drive has gone from as little as a half an hour now to an hour and a half. And he asked us to figure out what was going on. So I jumped in the car with him to experience that commute firsthand. Maintaining a sense of humor may be the only way to get through what lies ahead. Are you ready to get stuck in traffic?
I am ready to get stuck in traffic.
Scott Alderton commutes from Westlake Village to Sherman Oaks, roughly a 22-mile stretch, taking the 101 to the 405. He says the drive used to take about 35 minutes on a good day, 50 minutes on a bad day. But with PCH closed because of the Palisades fire, some days his commute has more than doubled.
Who likes to be in traffic? It's frustrating, it's exhausting. You know, you get to work, you're in a bad mood.
On this Tuesday morning around 7 a.m., he puts his mind and his car on cruise control. However, the commute is anything but smooth sailing. About 15 minutes in, right as we come up to Winnetka, the drive comes to a halt.
And now we're in the Ventura Freeway parking lot.
How fast are you going now?
0.
Data from Caltrans confirms the increase on the 101 and 405 out of Ventura County and the West Valley is because of the PCH closure. The agency says 3 months before the fires, the ride on the southbound 101 between Topanga Canyon Boulevard and the 405 took between 16 and 22 minutes. But in February of this year, that stretch taking drivers 40 to 50 minutes.
This is what PCH looks like right now. You can see we have lane closures in place. We have a traffic backup at the moment. You also have crews there with their excavator working on the roadway. We've got big rigs and trucks continuing to come down PCH, and we still have multiple homes that look just like this, burned to the ground, that still need to be cleaned up.
I'm deeply mindful how disruptive this has been for residents, for businesses.
However, Saturday, Governor Gavin Newsom provided a video update on PCH, saying we're on track to reopen one lane in each direction to the public by the end of May. Security checkpoints will be removed, but the law enforcement presence will remain. Crews are also working to reopen Topanga Canyon Boulevard, currently rebuilding the washed-out roadway, installing debris flow barriers, and more. LA County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath's district covers these areas. She says there has been progress on Topanga Canyon Boulevard getting kids to school.
They had to be rerouted for a while because we couldn't have cars one by one going down Topanga Canyon. So we worked together with LAUSD to come up with a busing situation so that way we could get our kids to school on faster times and not have a 3-hour commute on top of a full school day.
When we asked about a definitive date for reopening Topanga Canyon Boulevard, Caltrans says no decision has been made as of now. But they did say the next phase would be to reopen to the public with one-way traffic control.
Dealt with way worse tragedies than me sitting in a car for an extra half an hour a day. So, you know, they lost their homes. So I get it. It's really hard. I just wish there was a way we could kind of navigate around that and make it a little better for everybody.
As Scott's morning commute comes to an end, he says he understands the issue is complex, but hopes local leaders also understand the impact it's having on everyday people like himself.
I actually feel good because it sounds awful to say this, but today was a good day. Only took an hour to go 18 miles.
He had such a great attitude about the whole thing, and Caltrans is encouraging people impacted by the closures to use Metro's resumed bus service on line 134. Also, Supervisor Horvath mentioned if you have a suggestion about the routes and ways to solve some of these problems, they're always listening, so you can feel free to go ahead and reach out. And Amy, I think he said it best. He totally understood, you know, what everyone is dealing with down in the fire zone and the burn zone is so much different and so important compared to what he's dealing with. But he was saying, hey, you know, there's a lot of us over here who have to take this drive. Now we're sitting in more and more traffic, and, you know, it impacts so many different aspects of our lives when you think about it. So he just wanted to make sure, you know, people knew this was
Yes.
happening, and just get any idea or inclination of when it could hopefully be resolved. So
Yes.
we have that answer from Governor Gavin Newsom. Hopefully we're on track, but if they've been working so quickly, I'm hoping maybe it'll be earlier than May, but for now we have the end of May. And you were talking throughout that story saying,
like,
you know that drive.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the thing is that obviously I knew that PCH was closing. I just didn't realize how much it would impact the 101.
Yeah.
And so now I know there were a lot of people that were using PCH because they're all joining us, Scott and I, on the 101.
Yes.
So,
Well,
yes. But I'm glad you explained it, because now when I'm sitting there, I'll be thinking about what you said.
So now you have an answer. Hopefully
Yes.
that makes the drive a little bit better, and you
Yes.
have some relief in sight.
Exactly. I just listen to news and talk on the phone. So thanks, Kalina.